Hello, thank you for joining. This is Quarantunes for 5th grade band. I'm Mr. Spur. Quarantunes, Quarantunes, we're stuck inside with Quarantunes. So for today's episode, we're going to begin with the breathing exercise, and then we'll move on to sight reading rhythms, and then we'll end with essential elements. So first, for our breathing exercise, make sure that we have good posture, feet flat, lumbar curved, head forward, and make sure your knees are pointing downwards so that way your legs are slanted. Okay, breathe in for 4, hold for 4, exhale on a sizzle. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, hold, and let's try this again, only this time I'd like you to have your instruments in set position. We're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and then play on a concert B flat. Okay. Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, hold, and excellent. Let's move on to sight reading. For our rhythm today, we're still going to look at quarter notes and quarter rests. So remember, for the quarter note, it's always going to be 1 beat long. And remember, for every type of note, we have a rest. So, for the quarter note, we have the quarter rest. Whenever you see this quarter rest here, it's always going to be 1 silent beat long. Okay, here's our rhythm. First, we're going to count it out cold. Then we're going to figure out how to count it. Then we'll count it out one more time. And then we're going to play it on a concert B flat. So, with the metronome, let's count out this rhythm. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 3, 3, 4, 2, 4. Okay? Take a moment of your time to pause the video, write down this rhythm, and then we're going to figure out how to count it together. So, looking at measure 1, we start with a quarter note, followed by a quarter note, and then 2 quarter rests. Remember, all notes at the beginning of the measure start on beat 1. So that quarter note takes up beat 1. We move to the next note. It's another quarter note. That's on beat 2. Then the rest of the measure has 2 rests. Remember, rests are moments of silence, so we're going to leave those blank. We still remember they're on beats 3 and 4, but we're not going to say anything. Next measure, we have a quarter note on beat 1, quarter rest, quarter note, and then another quarter rest. So, like I said, this is on beat 1. The quarter rest is on beat 2, but it's a moment of silence, so we're leaving it blank. The quarter note following the quarter rest, this is on beat 3. And then this quarter rest right here is on beat 4, but it's also a moment of silence, so we don't say anything. Moving on. Measure 3, we have quarter rest, quarter note, quarter note. Even though this is on beat 1, it's the first note, it's still a rest, therefore we're not saying anything. We leave it blank. Move to the next one, it's another rest on beat 2. Still another beat of silence. We don't say anything. Move on. We have a quarter note. That's on beat 3. And then we have another quarter note. It's on beat 4. And then for our last measure, we begin with quarter rest, quarter note, quarter rest, and then we end with a quarter note. Remember, all notes at the beginning of the measure are on beat 1, but because this is a rest, we're not saying anything. Leave it blank, leave it alone. This quarter note right here is on beat 2. Move on to this quarter rest. It's on beat 3, but it's a beat of silence, so leave it blank. And then finally, our last note, it's a quarter note on beat 4. All right, let's try counting it again. With the metronome. In 2, and 1, 2, ready, count. 1, 2, 1, 3, 3, 4, 2, 4. Excellent. Now what I'd like you to do is, in set position, I'd like you to play a concert B flat while we're reading this rhythm. Here we go. 1, and 2, and 1, 2, ready, play. So remember, we have to make sure we give these rests their moments of silence. I believe I held this one out a little too long, so make sure you do not make that mistake as well. Okay, we're now going to move on to essential elements. So for today's essential elements section, we're going to look at 2 pieces. The first one will be on page 4, number 6, titled Moving On Up. And then we will end with page 5, number 8, 4x4. So let's start with page 4, number 6, Moving On Up. So, moving on up. When we're doing these exercises, remember we're still going to use the 4-stage process. Stage 1, we're going to count out our rhythms. Stage 2, we're going to say pitch names. Stage 3, we're going to finger or slide along and still say the pitch names. And then stage 4, we get to play. Okay, so let's take a look at stage 1. Count the rhythm to moving on up. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Excellent. Stage 2, we're going to say pitch names. I'm going to have the B flat instruments start. That would be clarinets and trumpets. Remember, we are now dealing with E's, F's, and G's. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, and E, 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 E. E, E, F, F, G. C instruments, flutes and trombones, your turn. We're dealing with D's, E flats, and F's. 1, and 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. D, 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 D. D, D, E flat, F. Okay, we're now moving on to stage 3. Fingers slide along and say pitch names. We're going to begin with B flat instruments. So, we have a new note that we're playing. It is our E. Clarinets, that is thumb and 1. Trumpets, that is 1 and 2. Your note should sound like this. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, and E, 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 F, F, G. Okay, it's now time for C instruments. C instruments, you have a new note. It is your D. It should sound like this. Flutes, when you finger your D, it's thumb, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Trombones, your D is in 4th position. That's where the rings of the slide are even with the bell. Okay. Let's count this out with note names and sliding along. 1, 2, ready, and D, 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 D. D, D, E flat, F. Good. Now, set position. Everybody, we're going to play. 2, and 1, 2, ready, and. Excellent. Nice job. Let's move on now to number 8, 4x4. Just like before, we're going to count out this rhythm first. Here we are. 1 and 2. Oh, one more thing. We have a new thing in our exercise. Right at the end, we have a repeat sign. Remember, when you get to the repeat sign, you need to repeat the whole exercise. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Take the repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Excellent. For stage 2, we're going to start with C instruments. Make sure we're saying our note names. We have a new note. It is C. Remember, flutes, when you finger your C, it's thumb, 1, pinky. Trombones, your C is in 6th position. Here we are. 1, 2, say pitch names. C, 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 D. F, 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 E flat. Take the repeat. C, 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 D. F, 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 E flat. Excellent. Now, B flat instruments, it's your turn. Remember, you have a new note. It's D. Clarinets, that's thumb, 1, 2. Trumpets, that's 1 and 3. Here we are, saying note names, or pitch names. 1, 2, ready, go. D, 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 E. G, 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 F. Take the repeat. D, 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 E. G, 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 F. Good. C instruments. We're now going to finger slide along and say note names. Here we are. 1, 2, ready, and go. C, 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 D. F, 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 E flat. Take the repeat. C, 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 D. F, 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 E flat. Excellent. B flat instruments, it's your turn. Finger along, say note names. 1, 2, here we go. D, 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 E. G, 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 F. Take the repeat. D, 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 E. G, 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 F. All right, set position. It's now time to play. Here we are. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or contact me through the contact page. Have a nice day and stay safe out there.